So far, we've watched hundreds of zombie movies and series, and every time we thought about the possibility of this happening for real, right? So what made us believe that this was not possible? We're still trying to figure out if we're safe because the recently released HBO series Last of Us, based on the video game, left us with the question:
are we safe?
Can global warming trigger a zombie apocalypse? But before we go on, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell, and visit our website, www.interestingengineering.com. So, how do we establish the link between global warming and the zombies? And why do we hold on to the possibility that it could be real? Because the video game and HBO show The Last of Us are inspired by nature, by real zombies that live on Earth. Matt Casson, an assistant professor of mycology, is making a similar statement to the show's opening scene. He talks about a fungus called cordyceps that infects insects like ants and other invertebrates, and it turns them into zombies. In the show, a fictional epidemiologist suggests that climate change could make harmful fungi more tolerant to warmer temperatures. Casson does not claim the opposite and states that hot environments increase the risk of contamination. When we are faced with the question of whether the risk of transmission to warm-blooded people is higher, there are two possible answers. First, most fungi don't happily grow at our body temperature. Most of them prefer lower temperatures. Secondly, a study estimated that 95% of fungal species could not survive at average human internal temperature. But there are species of fungus that can withstand higher temperatures and therefore infect humans. Those who play the game can see that the fungus is transmitted through spores or bites. But if we face this fungal threat one day, we must be careful about the spores, not the bite. Let's take a brief look at what cordyceps is and how its symptoms are handled in the video game and the show. Cordyceps is genuine and already exhibits similar characteristics in real life. The fungus gets into an ant and takes over its functions while keeping it alive. Cordyceps-infected bugs are enemies that can be encountered. The fungi turn them into zombies. The fungi take over their minds and bodies, causing them to behave to spread spores to others of their kind. The fungus takes over their minds and bodies and makes them want to spread it to the uninfected. Since we know that fungal infections are real and spread very easily today, why shouldn't what happened to ants and insects affect us, as in The Last of Us? Of course, as we have explained, although the probability of such a situation occurring is very low, it still cannot be said to be impossible. A biology professor from the University of Utah stated that maybe we're seeing more fungal infections in humans. But again, to date, none of them are cordyceps. Although it seems unlikely that we will be under the threat of such an epidemic soon, a fungus phobia will emerge after The Last of Us. After all, even though they're the evil forces fought in the game and the show, in nature, they're super important and just as important as all the other organisms. Besides, they are everywhere. How likely are we to escape?